welcome back to our Mental Coaching Success. So by now you have tried part 1 of the activity, which is on the designing of smarter goals. Now we're going to dive into the next part, which is how do we then set a course of actions that will really help the clients, right? So this is where we look at the ACC level of coaching, which is really helping the clients, helping coaches to really skill up their level of coaching competency. Now, too often people say it's like basic, it's simple. No, right? I want you to realize there's nothing generic or simple about the competencies. The competencies are there to really help set the baseline or the foundations for great coaching, and allowing our clients to experience the power of transformative power of coaching in the process. So what do I mean by designing actions? Well, let's take a look at this. Well, designing actions have several elements involved, and there are 5 key elements that I want us to take a look at the ACC level. For one, it's about brainstorming and defining actions that will help enable clients to promote, practice, and deepen new learnings. It also brings to alignment the opportunities and concerns towards the goals, and also explores alternative ideas, solutions, options that will lead to the decision making, and allowing the clients to have active experimentation in applying what was learned during the session and a sense of doing it now. So some key possible questions, it's how would you take these goals forward? What are the action steps you could take to achieve those goals? Okay, so there you have some principles for you to consider as you help the client to move forward. So you had set your goals. Maybe it's on, let's use the same topic on losing weight. And my goals maybe is to fast, to do dieting, maybe to do some exercise. Those are some goals. So we're going to bring some ideas how we're going to move forward in that direction. So let's look at the first goal on, say, intermittent fasting. How am I going to begin that? Well, the first action step is to maybe evaluate the kind of food that I have in my 8-hour journey, right? How am I going to set 8 hours? Is it through my watch, my timer? How would I do that? How would I remind myself? How would I know what meals to eat at what time? How would I know what portions of it? So let's bring some ideas. So at this stage, it's really about having that open plate. Okay, let's think. 8:16, that's the goal, okay? But how would I do it? How would I make it happen? How would I act on it? That is when we begin to brainstorm. List down all the possible ideas. Sometimes it may be pros and cons, sometimes it may be benefit versus cost, sometimes it can be just a fishbone model where we just branch out all the possible ideas before then prioritizing those ideas. So next stage is then really categorizing those ideas, prioritizing them, finding a criterion that makes sense for you to evaluate how to use those ideas. That's why we have this aligning of opportunities. So you have a whole plethora of opportunities. How do we align them? How do we see how those connect to the larger goals and the larger intent, aligning those things towards, and then exploring alternative ideas? So say we have a set of actions and steps. What alternative ideas to those steps do we have? What are the options? What are the solutions can we think of that could complement that, or that we can anticipate potential threats that may come the way to really prepare ourselves to move forward, right? That will help better decision making. And how do we have a sense of active experimentation? So sometimes the clients may have learned something. They may have discovered something about themselves. Say, for example, in the same situation of intermittent fasting, the clients realize, hey, you know what? I just realized that whenever I look at my fridge, I get tempted by the cakes. I get tempted by what the sweet drinks in my fridge. So okay, now the client learned something about an action, active experimentation. Okay, Mr. Client, since you cannot avoid reaching out to the fridge, but it's the trigger of seeing those things in the fridge that will cause you to maybe binge eat and everything, what could you do to those items in the fridge? So then the client can do an active experimentation on the learnings and insights there. Now, next is about the sense of doing it now. I often say this, the one thing is so critical. What is that one thing right after this call that you can do straight away that help you take the next step forward? What is that one thing? So encouraging the client to kind of create that do it now attitude allows us to kind of narrow down the action steps taken required to move forward in the direction. So right now I want you to take the moment to pause this video, and in the comment section below I want you to share and discuss and post your thoughts of how would you design actions based on that based on that particular outcome that you had or particular goal that you had in part 1 of this video. Okay, so how would you then design actions around those ideas? So start with the brainstorming, give some thoughts and some ideas. How would you set about a do it now? and post in the comment section below. How would you help the client to do it, to have a sense of do it now? And post your answers down in the comment section below. And thereafter, allow your friends who are in the same breakout rooms as you to post their comments on your replies, and you can watch the replies and allow them to reply back to you as well. So this is going to be highly interactive in your breakout rooms as you comment on each other's thoughts, as you comment and kind of share and kind of implement and challenge each other, right? So before you post your questions about these areas, I want you to post and try this activity out, right? From the goals that you had, kind of design some actions on it and post them in the comment section below, and then allow your friends to kind of comment, give you ideas, and in your breakout rooms as well, discuss with your mentor coaches, how would you take this forward? And your mentor coach will be working with you to also do some examples, to also get you guys to kind of practice, to really enhance and enrich the discussions in your mentor coaching rooms. Okay, I will see you guys really soon in our mentor coaching success.